Tensions rising around the globe. The president will make a direct plea to the American people, saying there's an urgent need to keep money flowing to Israel and Ukraine.
He can't seize his neighbor's territory and get away with it. As simple as that. And they're going to stay the course. They're going to continue to provide military equipment so that Ukraine can defend itself and its territory and its freedom, including additional resources that the Congress is going to give me today of $13 billion more.
Since the war began, the U.S. has committed more than $113 billion in assistance to Ukraine.
Well, President Biden is sending Congress an urgent request for military aid to support Ukraine and Israel in their respective war efforts. Now, according to multiple reports, the request is expected to be for just around $100 billion, $60 billion going to Ukraine, about $10 billion for Israel, and the rest going to Taiwan and to support the U.S.-Mexican border.
America stands behind Israel, period. I also asked her whether America could afford to support two foreign wars at the same time, and a similarly clear answer to that: absolutely.
All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh, Ba'asham Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you Sintiakia. And this is your brother Abawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh, Ba'asham Rakah Kwadash. And this is, of course, continuing on in the algorithm for World War III. We're already more less algorithm or more war drums being the major beats on the earth right now, because you have ruling over the earth is Esau, Edom, and Esau, Edom, they're only good for one thing, as you should already know the blessing that was given to Esau, Edom. And let's go to that. That should be the book of Genesis 27 or so, right? That they shall live by the sword. And this is really the red horse taking effect, or the red horse effect on the earth, right? Because all you see right now, and everybody all over the earth is really interested in right now is war. Okay? Now let's get these precepts. So this is the book of Genesis 27, and I'll start from Genesis 27, verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have his dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke off thy neck. And this is the blessing that Isaac gave to Esau, Edom, right? When the time when it was his time to go, and it was his time to share the blessings between Jacob and Esau. And one of the blessings that he gave to Esau, Edom, is the sword. And he also gave him rulership over the earth for a certain amount of time. And this is the time that we're in right now. That's why you see these devils, they have taken over, they have conquered the whole earth by the power of the sword, right? Through wars and through death and destruction, rape, robbery, and murder. So this is the book of Revelation 6, and I'll start from verse 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard in the second beast say, Come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. And this is the blessing of Esau, Edom, the sword, the sword, the weapons of war, weapons of war basically. And that is why you see that World War III and wars and conflicts and skirmishes, rumors of wars breaking out all over the earth, right? Because this is what happens when you have the wicked in rulership. This is what happens when you have Esau, Edom in rulership. New wars breaking out every day, and all the nations coming together, in order to fight or prepare for war. So this is the headline right here: U.S. aid to Israel and Ukraine. Here's what in the $105 billion national security package Biden requested. And basically what you have is that, the current administration of the U.S. is trying to increase the amount of foreign aid, right? The amount of U.S. tax dollars, the U.S. money in foreign aid they're going to be sending to Ukraine, sending to Israel, sending to Taiwan, and sending, to all these war-torn parts of the world, really, mainly Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan, in order to protect, quote unquote, America's interest and freedom and peace and things of that nature. But we really know what all this is for. It is, you know, for the sake of war. And if I put up that video before this one, you'll see that, you'll see exactly where all this money really goes into, because rather than sending, actual money, or sending, refugee resources, which is food, right, medical supplies and things of that nature, but they are sending our weapons, brought here in the US and shipped over to Israel, shipped over to Ukraine, and shipped over to Taiwan in order to keep the war going, right? And that is why, the war between Russia and Ukraine is still going on, and the bombings, right? Because that, you can't even call what is going on between Israel and Palestine a war. The bombings is still going on because the US, America, Babylon the Great is funding the war. Okay, so let's get these precepts. That should be the book of Joel 3. But I can't remember, so let me just yeah, Joel 3. So this is the book of Joel 3. Let's wait for it to load. Okay, so Joel 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, because we are in those times, right? We are in the times of, war that is going to rage upon the earth. And really, this is just a warning to you people that are in the world, because the devil is coming down onto you having great wrath, because he knows that he has but a short time. And notice how all the major conflicts are playing out all over the earth. Whether it's the civil wars in the Sudan, the Congo, Myanmar, different parts of the world, that Esau Edom has a hand in them and is, funding them, whether directly or indirectly, because that is the time that we're in right now. We're trying to get to that now. The men of the Lord and the men of the Lord, starting from the apostles and the elders on them, are giving the people of the world, the people of this world, including the heathen, warning of this time that we are in. And the best option for you right now would be to prepare for war. But we that are in this truth, and we being the Hebrew Israelites, there is no point in preparing for any war. Just, it's time to clutch up, right? It's time to, lock in to this truth to per se, in order to, go past this final hurdle toward our deliverance. But if you are in the world, this war will be as though it is a war for your survival, really. For this third world war is about to be just that bad. So Joel 3, verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And like I said, what all the nations are doing right now is strengthening their military. So all the budget that they will use in other aspects or in other parts of their economy or the country, they are now putting it into their military to buy better weapons, to buy more cutting edge, weapons of war. The defense, their quote unquote defense budget, right? Take from agriculture, take from infrastructure and construction and things like that, and put it into the military in order to get stronger guns, bigger guns, faster, planes, better artillery against war. And this is how all the nations are in, and this is the spirit that all the nations are in right now, because the nations are preparing for war, but you still have so many of our people, especially on this in the world, thinking that it's all going to be sweet out here. There is no war that is coming. It's all good, and no, that's basically they cannot fathom the idea that all hell was break loose. World War Three, Jacob's trouble, and other things like and other prophecies coming to pass, and the MOTB as well. But in the times that are coming into, you are ready for A rude awakening. So let's read some of this article. Weeks after the Biden administration laid out the details of a $105 billion. I never even noticed that before. $105 billion. When Babylon the Great is already so much in debt, now they are increasing the deficit of our debts, by taking these like spending all this money just on foreign aid to these different nations. And the state of the dollar, the state of Babylon the Great keeps on getting worse and worse. And it's like that took back quote, right? They got money for war, but they don't have any money for food. And that's why you are seeing that, in all these nations, including Babylon the Great, that the situation for the people over there is just getting worse and worse. More homeless, more unemployed, more, completely desolate and in just a bad situation altogether, because Babylon is falling and it is falling and it is soon about to be destroyed. And this is just a part of the prophecy going into its destruction. You know how all these nations will turn against each other and eventually turn against Babylon the Great as well. But let's keep reading. Right. So weeks after the Biden administration rolled out the details of a $105 billion national security package that includes funding for both Israel and Ukraine. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said he would bring the supplemental request to the floor as soon as next weekend, but the effort faces steep hurdles in getting through Congress. Among them, the House and Senate are divided over whether to continue sending aid to Ukraine, and Republican lawmakers want to tie the funding to tightening immigration laws. Right, so what they are saying is that, the money will go to Ukraine, the money will go to the state of Israel, the money will go to Taiwan, and the money will also go to the border as well. To strengthen, the way in order to strengthen the security on the border and to stop all these people, right, all these illegal immigrants from coming into Babylon the Great, because that is also happening as well. But how much or how big a portion of that money do you think will go to Ukraine? Do you think will go to Israel, to Taiwan, and then eventually to the border? Because it's not as though they're going to share it evenly or prioritize the US border, but rather what they will prioritize is the wars that are being waged. Well, hold on, so like I shall turn this, I shall turn this into the side. Like I was saying, the wars that are being waged. Hold on, that's yeah. Like I was saying, the wars that are being waged all over, by all the wars that are being funded by Babylon the Great in different parts of the world, mainly Israel, right, Ukraine, and some other minor skirmishes like the unrest in Congo right now. But let's continue with it. But the effort faces steep hurdles in getting through Congress. Among them, I already read that part, so continue on the next paragraph. The supplemental package would provide security support to Israel, bolster Israel's efforts to secure the release of hostages, and extend humanitarian aid to civilians affected by the war in Israel and Gaza, according to the White House fact sheet released in October. And that's why you still have these wars, raging on even up till now, because war is big business, war is good business. The elites of Esau, mainly the national bankers, they are making hell of bank from all these conflicts and all these wars that are being waged, right? And I'm going to link up a video in the beginning of this lesson before the lesson actually begins, just to show you that war is big business, because a lot of these arms companies that operate in Babylon the Great and sell weapons. They are making big business from the Russia-Ukraine war and from the Israel-Hamas bombings, okay? And that's why you are still seeing these wars go on, because of how profitable they are. Not because of, oh, well, Ukraine is trying to, all this normal propaganda mail bullshit that they always put out in order to justify Esau Edom living by the sword. So continuing on. It would also provide training equipment, weapons, training, equipment, and weapons to Ukraine defend itself against Russian invasion and recapture its territory, as well as protect Ukrainians from Russian aggression, the fact sheet said. The package will also include additional funds to support US-Mexico border security, including more patrol agents, machines to detect fentanyl, asylum officers, and immigration judge teams. Plus, it will provide funding to strengthen the security in the Indo-Pacific region, including Taiwan. And this shows you just how many, battles that Babylon the Great is involved in right now. And you can see that, all these places represent different battlefields that Esau Edom is directly or indirectly involved in, right? In order to try to, quote unquote, like I said before, defend their allies and protect their interests in these regions. That's the main excuse that they will use for trying to involve themselves in the wars between other countries. Let me say like that, in other countries. Okay. But at the end of the day, all this is just Bible prophecy coming to pass. Of course, war is on everybody's mind right now because of the times we are coming into, and Esau Edom especially is pushing for in all these wars and for it's pushing for all these wars especially aside from meeting their bottom line and trying to make big business and get bags and get a bag from this war, but also to prepare for the coming of our Lord Yahushua, because even now as all these nations are building up their weaponry and building up their military, what they are building it up for is the eventual World War III, which is this right here in the book of Joel 3. And I'll go to the Joel 3 verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And that's really what this that are being prepared for, to be gathered into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is of course the valley of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's judgments, in order to destroy the nations and the armies of this current World War III. Okay, that is to show the indignation that the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has against the nations for what they have done to our people, and to shoot at the destruction of our enemies to our people, what we have been patiently waiting for. And war is being prepared by Esau. People they are talking about, oh, we have peace talks, right? They're talking about how to create a ceasefire. That's what they always say. That they are trying to negotiate the ceasefire. But that's not the case, right? So this is the book of Psalm 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Right? So they'll tell you about how they want to negotiate a ceasefire, and how they're trying to negotiate a ceasefire. Yet you see Joe Biden sneaking in a bill to send 105 billion US dollars in foreign aid, and you see that in everything that was mentioned there, we didn't have anything going into medicine, going into food, right, going into any form of relief or support for these war-torn nations. Rather, it was military training, weapons, okay, more weapons, okay, more, in order to strengthen one side of you don't have to strengthen the one side of the one army or one side of the army for the war that is for the wars that are being waged. And that's really what Israel is after, because this is how these devils operate. They are blessing with the swords. All they can do is give, use the power of the sword. So anyway, continuing on Psalm 55, verse 21. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And this is once again how Israel operates, because when they talk about how to quote unquote push forward for peace, and it's all manner of with all manner of deceits and lies because we see what they are truly after. Okay. So with that, I'll end the video right here. Once again, all praises, honor and glory unto Yahweh, Hashem, 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 Rakah, Hadash, Wa Abad Baba, Shalom.